In today's video, we're going to learn some phrasal verbs about eating. At the end of the video, we will take another look at them, their definitions, and some examples. Last week, my friends and I decided to eat out at a new restaurant in our city. One of our acquaintances had recommended it to us because they had been the previous weekend. We were all excited to try out something new. It was an Italian restaurant, so we ordered a few pizzas to share and one pasta dish each. The portions were enormous, so we definitely pigged out on the pizzas and the pasta dishes. There was so much food that we had to leave some at the end. The pasta dishes were really delicious. The sauces were beautiful. They were unlike anything we had ever tried before. At about 11 o'clock, I went home feeling very full and went straight to bed. The next day, I woke up early and whipped up something quick for breakfast. It was Sunday morning, but I had to get up quickly because I had made plans. I warmed up some oats, cut a banana up, and added some blueberries to it. I'm trying to cut down on sugar and unhealthy food in general, so I avoided eating sugary cereals. As soon as my breakfast was ready, I immediately dug in and felt more energized. I had so many things to do on Sunday morning that I didn't have much time to have a healthy lunch. I just had a ham sandwich with a packet of crisps. Sometimes it feels like I live on sandwiches. It's an easy meal or snack to have when you haven't got much time. I wasn't really that hungry, so I just picked at the crisps. I didn't have the whole bag of crisps. After a few hours, I felt a bit hungry, so I decided to snack on the crisps. And I had a piece of fruit, a banana. At 3 o'clock, I had a birthday party that I had to go to. It was my friend's birthday, and she had organised a small party in her back garden. There was a big barbecue, and there were snacks laid out on the table. There was also a giant cake, and everybody polished off the cake quickly because it was so nice. It was a vanilla sponge cake, and it had frosting on the top. Unfortunately, there weren't any leftovers, so we couldn't have a second slice. I told my friend that I was trying to cut out junk food from my diet, but she said that it was her birthday, so it was a special occasion. So it was okay for me to have a slice. When I got home from the birthday party, I was wondering what to have for dinner. I wasn't really that hungry because I had been to the barbecue, and I was wondering whether I should warm up some leftover food from the night before, or whether I should order in a healthy meal from a nearby restaurant. While I was wondering what to do, I heard a knock on the door. It was my mum. She had come to spend the evening with me, so we decided to make dinner together. We sliced up some fresh vegetables, like carrots, and we chopped up some vegetables like onions, potatoes, and broccoli. We put them in the pan to boil, and I reminded my mum to keep an eye on it so that it didn't boil over. She told me to turn the heat down if I didn't want it to boil over because the heat was too high. My mum asked me whether I had peeled off the skin from the potatoes, because some people prefer potatoes with the skin on, but I told her that I preferred them peeled. Luckily, in the morning I had taken some chicken out of the freezer so it could thaw out for dinner time. It normally takes a few hours for chicken to thaw out, and if you forget to take it out of the freezer, you won't be able to eat it. After the chicken and the vegetables were cooked, we served up the meal and ate up all the food on our plates because it was so good. Sometimes you forget how easy it is to cook up a delicious meal, and we often think of takeaway food when we think of delicious food. We talked and laughed during the meal and enjoyed each other's company. Afterwards, we cleaned up the kitchen, making sure that everything was clean and tidy for the following day. Even though I like eating out and ordering in a dinner sometimes, I should try and remember that eating in can also be a pleasant experience. It was definitely a weekend filled with tasty food and great company. Now we're going to see the phrasal verbs related to food and eating that we have seen in this video. To eat out means to eat at a restaurant or a cafe outside your home. For example, I ate out last night instead of cooking at home. To pig out means to eat a lot of food quickly. For example, I pigged out on popcorn while I was watching the film at the cinema. Whip up means to prepare a meal quickly. For example, I will whip up some sandwiches to take for midday. To cut down on means to reduce the amount of food or drink you consume. For example, I'm trying to cut down on fizzy drinks. To dig in means to start eating with enthusiasm. After the speech at the wedding, everyone dug in. To live on means to survive eating a specific type of food. He lives on pasta. I don't think he knows how to cook anything else. Pick at means to eat small amounts of something because they don't like it or because they're not hungry. For example, I just picked at the vegetables because they weren't very nice. To polish off means to eat all of something quickly. For example, they polished off the entire pizza in 10 minutes. To snack on means to eat small amounts of food between meals like lunchtime or dinner time. For example, I like to snack on some fruit or rice cakes at work at about 11 o'clock. To warm up means to heat food that had been previously cooked. I will warm up the pizza that we had yesterday. To cut out means to stop eating a specific food completely. She had to cut out milk because she was allergic to it. To order in means to deliver food to your house. We ordered in Japanese food on Saturday night. Serve up means to present food, ready to eat it, so basically put it on the plate. While I was serving up the meal, I called my children to come and have dinner. Boil over When you're boiling rice or pasta, for example, and the water spills over the top while it's boiling, we usually say that it boils over. Slice up means to cut something into thin slices, whereas chop up means to cut into small pieces. For example, you slice up ham for a sandwich, but you chop it up to put it in a salad. To thaw out means to defrost food that was frozen. So you take it out of the freezer to defrost it. You thaw it out. Peel off means to remove the skin or outer layer of something. He peeled off the skin of the potatoes. Cook up means to prepare a meal. He cooked up a beautiful stew for Sunday evening. And lastly, eat up means to eat all of the food that is on your plate. For example, unless you eat up all your food, you won't be able to go and play. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in another video.